So I've just booked a solo trip to Riga in Latvia. 2 nights, cheap hotel, great location, and this time I'm not doing the planning, I'm handing it all over to ChatGPT. The food, the sights, the hidden gems, everything. Is it going to be a genius itinerary, or am I going to waste 2 perfectly good days? So here's the deal. Summer's nearly over. Kids can't come with me because they're either working or looking for work, and I'm fancying a solo getaway, just to relax and get away from work. So I'm looking at booking myself a solo break to Riga, flying out on Wednesday the 17th of September and getting in pretty late, about 8:45 p.m. I've only got 2 nights, but thanks to a late flight home on Friday at 5:55 p.m, I've pretty much got 2 full days to do stuff. Well, a full day and 3/4 of a day. So I'm staying at the Hansa Hotel, which is nice and central, £140 for the whole package for 2 nights. Not my cheapest break, and I could have got it down to about £110, £115 if I'd stayed in a hostel. But let's be honest, I'm not 19 anymore. Now the twist. I'm going to let AI plan the entire itinerary. From sightseeing to eating, I'm handing it all over to ChatGPT. And I want to see if it really knows how to squeeze the best out of a city on a budget. Let's dive in and see what it comes up with. So before I let AI loose on my holiday, I had to think about what I actually wanted from this trip. Because let's be honest, if you don't tell ChatGPT what you actually care about, it's going to send you on a walking tour of your own bad decisions. So let's think about this. I'm going to Riga solo, 2 nights, arriving on Wednesday, flying out Friday, which sounds short. If you've ever done city breaks before, you'll know if you time it right, you can squeeze in nearly 2 full days, and that's plenty of time to fall in love with a city or get completely lost trying. So what do I want? Culture, bit of local food, bit of weird if it's available, no overpriced tourist traps. I'm not rich, remember? Also, let's face it, I'm no spring chicken. I'm closer to 60 than I am to 50, but when I travel, it's like I'm a 25-year-old again, with slightly worse knees and a lifetime subscription to ibuprofen. I'm up early, I try to walk everywhere because you see things when you're walking, and I want real experience, not just the ones that come with a fridge magnet at the end. I'm not averse to the odd coach trip, if it works. So here's what I told ChatGPT. Let's do this thing. My prompt is, you are a travel expert planning a solo 2-night break in Riga, Latvia. I arrive late on Wednesday and fly out on Friday. I'll have 1 full day the Thursday and a decent half day Friday to explore. I'm nearly 60 but travel like a mature 25-year-old. Curious, energetic and always up for a good value experience. I want a realistic itinerary that balances local culture, food, hidden gems and fun. Without rushing or overspending, focus on local insight, decent coffee, a bit of history and some fun or weird stuff and memorable moments. I've given it the full brief, haven't I? I've told it how I expect it to come back at me, like a travel expert, and I've given it as many details as I can. I know nothing about Riga and I have not pressed this search before, so let's see what happens. Boom, it's thinking. Right, so it's coming up with Thursday coffee and breakfast. It's even recommending the roastery. £7 for coffee and pastry, I'm going to beat that. Old Town Wander, Riga. Highlights, House of the Blackheads, Riga Cathedral, narrow medieval lanes. Pop into St Peter's Church Tower, €9 for panoramic views. Great morning light. It's even got the time. 11 o'clock, Museum of the Occupation of Latvia, that sounds interesting. Free entry, I'm up for that. And to be honest, I do have an interest in Soviet and German wartime history. I think they've packed in a lot, but 12:30 Central Market and street food lunch. Street food, that sounds cheap. Europe's largest market in old Zeppelin hangars, that'll be interesting. Latvian rye bread, smoked fish, pierogi, €5 to €8, yep. Then the Art Nouveau district, that could be interesting. Weird stop, the Sun Museum, dedicated to sun symbols from around the world. 5 o'clock, free time or riverside beer. I'm pretty good, I'll have had a beer by then. Right, it hasn't given me my evening, just dinner and folk music. I'm going to be doing more walking than that, but that's fairly good for the main day. And on the Friday, half day before the flight, early coffee, and it's recommended the coffee house again. These are the sort of places I go to, flat white and pastry, the wooden houses of Kalnikiema Quarter, and the Latvian Ethnographic Open Air Museum. Farewell lunch at Lido. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. And it's even given me some budget tips. Walking covers 80% of the sites, but trams, buses are €1.50 a ride. They prefer card now, but there are still some that want cash. And the souvenir tip is Riga Black Balsam Herbal Liqueur as a unique local gift. I don't buy gifts. Oh, it's even offering to give me a compact carry with you walking map so your Thursday flows naturally without doubling back. I'm going to say yes please. And I'm also going to ask it to estimate roughly how much time I'm going to spend walking. Wow, I'm not sure how helpful that is, but you can see roughly the areas you're going to cover. I think I'll just go with Google Maps on my phone and change each location as I go. But yeah, that wasn't bad. Let's review it. So here's the question, did ChatGPT actually plan a me kind of day? First up, the budget. Not bad at all. Most stops are free or low cost. Lunch at the market sounds like a bargain, and the dinner spot is decent value. Let's not forget that Riga, although it's Eastern Europe, isn't one of the cheapest cities in Europe. Sure, there's a few little extras like €9 for a tower climb, but I don't have to do it. Or $5 for a museum. Yeah, those of us that live in the UK are a bit spoilt with most of our museums being free. €5 is not bad. But I can choose which ones are worth it. That's the joy of planning, isn't it? Now the big one. Walking, it's plotted out just over 7 kilometres on the full day. Honestly, I've done more than that just pacing around work, wondering why the printer's flashing at me again. It's entirely doable, especially with coffee, lunch and pub breaks factored in. In fact, my 85-year-old mother could handle that walking programme. But more than that, the rhythm feels right. It just starts relaxed, ramps up mid-morning and gives me breathing space before dinner. It's probably a better pace than I usually plan for myself, if I'm honest. The best bit, everything's close together. It even knocked me up a little map. I can improve on that map. I'm just going to enter the destinations in as I knock them off. So if something on the list doesn't quite hit, or I spot something quirky down a side street, I think it allows me enough time to just veer off. And all said and done, I don't have to finish the list. However, the list will give me the next thing to do. I've got a sneaky feeling I might either go nowhere near the list end or finish it early, but that's, you just don't know, do you? Truthfully, it might actually match the brief I gave it pretty well, with just enough room for me to turn left instead of right if the mood strikes. Now, me being me, I'm off to research these choices properly and find out what I'm letting myself in for. But I think when I go, or if I go, I will definitely have a good crack at following this. And if you really want to see how AI's ideas stack up against mine, I've made a whole series digging into how I really book budget travel. It's all in the playlist, and trust me, it's eye-opening. So yeah, it's done a pretty solid job. 7 kilometres walking around a bunch of cool spots. I can do that. In fact, I could possibly do that before lunch. It's ticking the right boxes, and I like that. I can dip in and out depending on how I feel. I won't be blindly wandering around Riga wondering what to do next, and that's the big problem when you go on these trips. And I don't mind admitting, I'm quite enjoying the idea of not doing any research. So everything will be a surprise. Normally when I'm going with one of the kids, it's on me. So I want to make sure it's entertaining. Might be nice for someone else to take the strain. So let's see where this takes us. Thanks ever so much for watching, and we'll see you on Thursday.